Hey guys, welcome back to We Met at Acme. I am so excited to be here with the Bachelorettes, Andrew Spencer actually, and Greg Grippo. It's a 2-in-1 deal.
Happy to be. I mean, I feel like that's what we are now. It's
Yeah.
I've been hearing this. Are you guys roommates?
Not yet.
Not yet. No,
Yeah.
he's been living on my couch though.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's get back to basics. How old are you and where are you from? We'll start with Greg.
So I'm 28. I'm from Edison, New Jersey. Born and raised there. Family started gravitating towards Spring Lake, New Jersey, but I just moved to New York actually a little over a year ago at this point. And
Very cool.
I've been loving it.
Very cool. What about you?
I'm actually 26. My
man.
birthday's coming up pretty soon here, actually. So I might be 27 pretty
When
soon.
is it?
In January.
January
20th.
Okay, so do you identify as an Aquarius or a Capricorn?
An Aquarius.
What does that mean?
I don't really know what it means, but I feel like I have to know, and I know it's Aquarius.
Well, that makes sense that you guys are so close because I've done my research and Greg is a Gemini.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean like you're friends?
Friends, besties. Gemini and Aquarius and Libras, which is me. So basically, we're the three best
We're fucking
friends.
vibes,
We're
yeah.
all
Look
air signs.
at this.
All air
Look
signs.
at this.
It's
That's
great.
amazing. But yeah, I'm from Chicago, born and raised. Lived in the suburbs before just going back to Chicago, and then I did a little stint in Europe. But yeah, now I'm on Greg's couch.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Very sweet of you to extend your couch.
Yeah, I never thought I would have a roommate ever, but I love this
Yeah.
guy, so
Yeah.
I'll make room for him.
That's great. That's great. Is it like an older brother vibe or just like a
Oh
besties
God, no!
vibe?
I do not consider you a younger brother.
No, it's
I mean,
like twins.
2 years.
It's like,
It's like a big difference.
it feels
no?
like twins.
No,
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
we were birthed at the same time.
Okay.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't look at like I'm a younger
way.
brother to him.
No
That's just,
way.
No,
Yeah.
we're kind of the same person, so it's
Okay.
more so that.
I'll take it. So Greg, what's your current relationship status?
I am not necessarily dating at the moment. I try to, the best I can, especially after the show, keep that part of my life private, I guess. Just because, being in the public eye with a relationship and then dealing with so much scrutiny, it was pretty hard. So, I definitely not on the market at the moment, but
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when I said that you were going on the show, a few people reached out that they've matched with you on a dating app.
Really?
So how does that happen?
really,
Or do you think you just forgot to delete the profiles and they're just hanging?
I haven't had a profile in 2 years.
Oh, really?
Same.
We have to
Oh
delete
my
our.
God.
We
Hinge.
get it all the time.
Guys,
Everyone's like, "Oh, I matched with you." I'm like,
I have
Someone's impersonating you. then.
I get fake accounts sent to me left and right.
That's wild.
But I
yeah,
mean,
I've been off the app. It's really tough to.
I mean, maybe I was on Hinge though,
Yeah.
prior to the show. So
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
people are referring to that.
But what does that mean? So you guys aren't legally allowed to be on the
No,
apps
we
right
are,
now?
but every time we send messages, people screenshot it and make a TikTok out of
No,
it. so-
especially before the show. No, we couldn't especially when it was airing.
Yeah, when the show was airing, we couldn't be on it.
Legally,
Okay.
you can't even be on it. But then after the show, we're not going on a dating app.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the
Yeah.
last thing I would
Yeah.
want to do right now.
Couldn't-
Totally.
couldn't go
Yeah.
back.
All right, so let's get this controversy out of the way so that we can, talk about some other fun things. So I will admit, it's so funny because I've had so many bachelorettes on the show,
Right.
and it's been awesome to talk to all of them. But I have to admit, I'm not a regular bachelor or bachelorette watcher.
Love that.
And I feel like that's why they want to come on because they're like, if she was, then she'd be too aggressive.
Yeah.
But I was getting all these DMs during
God.
your season that were like, are you team Greg or team Katie? And I was like, who are these people? I don't know. And they were like, you need to take a stance. You need to know what you are. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, sure. So I put it on with my fiance and we watched just the last few episodes. And
I can tell by your face. I can tell by your face.
which is why I miss you on the show, Andrew.
Okay,
I'm so
yeah.
sad.
I was literally the episode before
yeah.
the storm.
But I saw you in the flashbacks. Anyway, and then so we watched, and I'm gonna get so
Just
much
give it to
shit
me.
for this. No, I'm gonna get so much shit for this
Okay.
because I was like, I kind of was Team Greg, which is so crazy.
Solid.
Because I'm the okay. I just in case this is listened to by Katie, I'm not like really on a team. I just I understood your point. This is like before like the show ended. This is like while you're still in the show, while you like. I understood the fact that like you just wanted like a crumb of like just like I don't think you were saying like tell me it's gonna be me necessarily. Like that's cheating.
I felt a lot of people thought that as
right,
well.
but you were like just give me something to hold on to. I've opened my heart up. Like you've met my family. Well, the one thing is like the you've met my family one was a funny line to me because I was like that's you're legally contracted to meet for her to meet your family. So like, of course you met your family, But I heard what you were saying, and I felt like, and like, I'm kind of into astrology, as you guys can tell. Katie's a Capricorn, and she's a little bit more buttoned up with her emotions, and so she wasn't giving that to like she was really. It seemed like she was following the rules almost too perfectly, and not and like putting on a persona, but not having the emotional aspect to it, and it felt like withholding almost. So I understood why you wanted that.
Yeah, I mean, there's man, I could go on about this for hours. I feel like there's so many sides to it. There's so many opinions on it. For me, it was a really tough decision to leave. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, and choose for myself. But it was tough, especially after hearing everyone saying like, "Oh, I was acting," or "I ran away when it got too serious." I mean, for me, I'm like, what if she said "I love you" back, guys? Like, I couldn't leave then. I would have been. I would have known then. Like, this is gonna be my wife. I wouldn't have left. You can't leave. After emptying my heart, I felt like I put all my cards on the table, and I showed her my hand, and I was like, this is us. But I definitely just wanted a little crumb, and for us, we just like weren't on the same page, and I feel like that was very telling about where we were going to be headed in the future, and it just seemed like the right move for me.
So if someone said to you like, what was the reason that you left, in your words?
Man, I think like what you said, it felt like a little too scripted, and it felt like, all right, we need to play by. I had no problem going to like the fantasy suite and there being two other guys there. I wasn't looking for the show to end. I wasn't at all. I wanted us to communicate on a mutual level in those moments. I understand that it's tough when you have two other relationships, but it was, for me, I just wanted that mutual love. And yeah, because it's the Bachelorette's the Bachelor. So there's steps to it. I understand that, but this is also the rest of my life. And if this is going to be the person I marry, I want it to be completely real. And like, yeah, I want to show my family after, be like, look what we accomplished. Like, look what we went through. That's one of the hardest things I feel like, to make it out of the mud with someone. That damn dating show.
Are you not allowed to say "I love you" to someone until like a certain point?
You totally are.
Whenever you feel it.
Whenever you feel it.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel it. The producers, they have the role with like the dates and everything, and asking you questions. But I mean, the feelings are there. Yeah, they're there.
And that's the point that like differentiates from our perspective from like the fans' perspective. Like, Greg is really feeling this, and at one point it turns off from being a show, and it's like real life. Like, he's thinking about marrying this woman, like, and other people are like, well, that's not how the show goes. You should have known what you signed up for. Like, there comes a point where it's like, it's not even about the show and how like the timeline's going. Like, if you're in love, you're in love. There's no other way around it. Like, you have to, find out how you're going to translate this to real world. And like, that's where I was like, I get what Greg was trying to say, like what he was needing from her in that moment. I was like, that's right then and there. Like, it's no longer about get to this part of the show. It's like, hey, how are we going to translate this to actually make it work? And that's why I was like, I get what he did, and I'm friends with Katie as well.
Yeah.
And I believe that what he was looking for, she didn't give him that answer. So,
would you have done the same thing?
Would I have done the same thing in that situation? It's different because the way he like physically and emotionally poured out his heart to her, I don't know if I was ever in that same realm of feelings. I mean, we were really close to it, but I wasn't as far along as them. Like you could see it. Like everyone knew like Greg and Katie had like a spark, this different feeling about each other. So like me and the other contestants were like, we're not there yet, but that's, we can feel that way. But if I was in his shoes, I probably wouldn't have had that emotional connection that hard, and I probably would have left. I mean,
Yeah.
It's tough because, you want to marry someone and you want to do the show right, but you also got to look out for yourself in the real world and how it's going to correlate. So I think that's important.
Also, I definitely also want to reiterate, because I've stated this before, but it definitely wasn't the healthiest kind of love on my end, if I'm being completely honest. I definitely, I had a lot of insecurities going in, and I had, still a lot of pain that I was processing through the loss of my father, which was only 2 years at that point. And that was one of the first times I ever felt true happiness again in a long time. And that's not something you could put on your partner or rely on somebody with. So I've been kind of dealing with that on my own, trying to figure that out on my own, and getting back, to, how I was, I guess a more full self of my,
Had you gone, I know you've been in therapy now and I want to talk to you about it, but had you gone to therapy prior to the show, after the loss of your dad?
Yeah, so I did, and it was about 2 months after my dad passed. I went right to therapy, and I was seeing this guy for 2 times a week for about 9 to 10 months. His name was Ron. He was,
Shout out Ron.
Yeah, he was in his like mid to late 80s, and it was around month 9 or 10 he actually got diagnosed with cancer and died within like the week.
No.
And he became such like a father figure in that time, and he was so wise, and the thing that got me, he was so hip. He understood like the lingo, and he really understood it, and like his mind was always there. But I remember one of our last therapy sessions, he just kind of started passing out the table. Oof. And it was, and then the family contacted me because they knew how close him and I were. And
that's so hard to go through.
It was tough. So I definitely I went away from it after a while, and it's tough also finding a therapist that suits you.
Right.
So after the show was extremely helpful. They got me in touch with one of the show's therapists. I was in contact with them for weeks. That I found one out here in New York City, and been seeing him ever since.
That's great. And like for anyone listening, we actually have on our website, we have a resource of therapists if you're looking. When everything went down and you left the show, how closely were you following what everyone was saying about you in the media and whatever?
Word for word.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, when I left and the whole gaslighting thing came out, I didn't leave my bed for I think 10 days. My family was really worried about me. I was in a really dark spot. I felt like the only person in the world, honestly. I just felt like, nobody was going through what I was going through in that moment, which, is naive. There's, worse things in the world, but still, I felt like I couldn't even be seen after that for a while. I was so embarrassed, ashamed. The first time I watched it, because we watched it prior of going on stage, and I just wanted to leave off on a good note with her, and we went in, and I could just sense her energy right off the bat. I was like, oh shit, I'm in for some trouble here. And then after, when I watched it with the second time, with the everyone watching it on live TV, it was brutal for me to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard for me to see myself like that, and see myself because I felt like I was projecting in that moment a little bit.
Did you know, and I'm curious if you did either, Andrew, did you know what gaslighting was before that?
No idea.
No,
I didn't know what that meant.
I really didn't. And
I still don't know what it means. Really.
I felt like people were tossing around that word, and here I am, I'm truly trying to understand what people were trying to say, really manipulating her mindset, and that's the furthest thing from what I was trying to do. I wasn't communicating properly at all in that moment, but I felt like it would have been manipulative if I stayed after that. After I walked outside and made her, talk to me outside. I feel like that would have been manipulative of me. little bit. I'm not trying to justify it, but
Right.
I think like we both are. I think that was like the first time I was really like hearing that term gaslighting, and people were just like throwing it out left and right. And then she posted on her story, and I was like, shit. Like there were just an influx of like thousands of messages coming at me.
Right.
It was pretty tough. So I've done my research.
But now knowing what gaslighting is, like you were not like, oh shit, this sounds like what I'm doing. You were like, this was not my intention.
Not at all. Yeah, no, not even a sliver of my intention was to gaslight her at all.
It's interesting because gaslighting is like a very real thing, and like to go over the definition again, it's like making someone think that they're crazy when they have a suspicion or belief or thought that is true, but like just like making them think it's not or whatever. And it's interesting. It usually comes from like a narcissist.
Right.
I mean, I don't know you that well, but it doesn't seem like you're a narcissist. But I would have to. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
Right.
But it seems like this gaslighting term, which I do agree with, like no one's ever. Maybe people are, right? But for the most part, a lot of people gaslight without knowing that they're gaslighting.
Yeah.
So I think that is like a more innocent version of it versus someone who's intentionally, let's say, cheating on you, and you're like, I think you're pretty close with your coworker, and they're like, what are you talking about? You're insane.
Right,
like that's
right.
direct gaslighting, that like they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. And then my last question on that matter is, you left, you're watching the show. To me, I was like, oh my God, like Katie was, first of all, choosing this guy.
Yeah.
Second of all, like she's obsessed with this guy. She's so in love with him. It's crazy. If like now he must see that now that he's left, right? And then I felt like she was really going through the motions of just pretending to be in love with whoever was left and be with them. And now, if I'm correct, she's not with that person anymore. She's with someone else. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts? Did you agree when you left that she was like, that you were like, oh damn, she was actually so into me?
Did I think that she was into me? I mean, I at least I like to think on my end the feelings that we had were real. But I just truly believe that she had stronger feelings for Blake, who ended up getting engaged to her after. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was even calling producers after. I was DMing like Caitlin Bristow. She like nobody was answering me, but I was like, is she with him? You know, did like they end up together? Is she coming back to New Jersey? I was calling producers left and right because I was also telling my family, I'm like, guys, I think there's a better chance than not, because let me tell you, it's like very real between us, and I think that, you know, they can give me a call and like I could either she's gonna come to New Jersey, I'll go back to New Mexico. I don't care what it takes. Yeah. What was the second question?
Well, I just think that, I don't know. I could be so off, but it felt to me like she was like heartbroken from you, and that's the reason that she went with the guy. Like you were her top choice in my mind.
Right.
And I'm curious if Andrew agrees. And then I felt like she just like scrambled to get engaged or whatever, because that's like the ending that the show needed. But I did not.
I think it was Blake.
It's hard to get engaged just to get engaged.
Yeah.
Not on The Bachelor.
I guess.
I think it was always Blake, but I feel like she wanted to explore more and to see if it was you. But I think like she already had that feelings for Blake, that she knew that this could actually work. I think she was still kind of fishing to see if this just is like a lust thing or whatever, like a crush that she had like with Greg, and actually could make it work in the outside world. So I definitely think she wanted you to go at least top 2 and then decide from there. But I don't know. I mean, I know she was infatuated with you, but I felt like she's the same way with Blake as well. So.
But if that's true, then why isn't she with Blake anymore?
I mean, I think they had a tough situation. Like I said, I think before, that there was a long distance relationship thing. Like he was in Africa. That's not easy. And just after being on the show where you can't see each other for a while because of airing, you don't want to spoil the season. So like there were just not enough opportunities to be with each other. I feel in my book that leads to bad things in my eyes.
But don't you feel like if you really want to be with someone, like, I just feel like some like celebrities sometimes will break up and they'll be like, oh, it's scheduling conflict. And it's like scheduling conflict for your relationship? Like, nah, like you'll make it work. You'll find each other.
I wouldn't say that's on Katie. I think that's on both parts.
Yeah.
I think both of them should have decided to be with each other through, at least a couple months before deciding to make such a big leap away from each other. But
yeah, we figured that out on my end. Between her and I, if we made it to that point, she told me she was going to come right to New York.
Yeah.
Which was huge for me. That was the biggest thing for me because she understood how important family was to me, and she was like, I would never make you leave your mom. Mm-hmm. And that really made me invested in her, and I was like, I could totally see this with her.
Yeah. Last thing on that, watching the conversation back, were you like, this is exactly what I would have said if I could just like rewrite it a little bit?
The breakup?
The breakup, and also when you came on like the after show.
No.
There's nothing you would have said differently?
Oh, no. I would have. I think I would have done a lot differently.
Probably not say Meryl Streep, huh?
No, hey, you know what? I wish I was Meryl Streep. I'll stick to that. No, I would have definitely tried to have more patience, and there's nothing I feel like I could have done differently on the couch other than, deliver my apology better towards her. And when Caitlin and Tasia first asked me, like, do I have any regrets, it was tough because I was saying, like, oh, I try to live my life like no regrets, and I always like say, oh, everything happens for a reason and it'll play out the way it's supposed to. I was trying to like say, no, she's happy, she's with someone. I wasn't meaning like, oh, no, I didn't have any regrets of how the delivery went or anything like that. But no, totally after. And also, here's the thing. After our hometown date, and I was in a fetal position back in my hotel room for about 48 hours. Producers kept on having to like get me because she used to tell me like her pool time, and I used to just sneak out and like wait by the fence to see if like I can like get a hold of her.
What do you mean her pool time?
All the tricks.
Yeah, no, oh my God, I was doing everything.
What's pool time?
I was going nuts, and like they had somebody walking the hallways too because they thought that I was going to go to her room across.
That's hilarious.
I was honestly about to go on a mission and try to talk to her.
What is pool time? That's like downtime?
She was just like having her downtime and away from like being the Bachelorette,
right.
And she would be able to just like chill by the pool for like an hour. She told me the times that she would go, but I don't think they let her go during those times because we're always mic'd up, so they heard her tell me, I guess.
Yeah. Oof. Mm-hmm. Rough. Okay. So, I lied. There's one more question about that. If Katie called you today, and she was like, Greg, like I'm not gonna lie, like I can't stop thinking about you, and like I want to give this another shot.
Chapter's closed. It's I don't mean that in any harsh way, but just I'm just at another point in my life, and I don't think we're right for each other anyway.
Wow. What about you, Andrew? She called you.
Yeah, I have to piggyback right that. I just I think we're just on different paths, and obviously she's got a man right now, so I think she's doing very
that
well.
Too.
Okay. All right. Wow, so much to unpack there. Since the show, you said that you are not dating right now, but the show is a bit ago now.
Right.
Have you dated?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
No, I haven't actually.
Really?
It's very tough for me. I don't know what it is.
I'll set you up.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm kind of just looking for the right one. I've gone maybe on a couple dates, but not like I don't know, it was one time, maybe a couple drinks, and then we'd just say, oh, that was nice, and then I didn't talk to her again. So nothing like really concrete. Like I've just been very selective, and like I know what I'm looking for, and because obviously from the show, like it taught you a lot about what you're looking for in a woman. So Yeah, I'm looking to get married.
There's gonna be a
so-
special lady whoever sweeps.
Oh, to get married
Yeah,
at
I'm not-
26?
I don't believe in that age thing. I think that's just ridiculous.
He really doesn't. Me and him talk about it all
Yeah.
the time. He's legit ready. He
Yeah.
is. He is.
So everyone will everyone wants to say this or that about age, and this has been the biggest goal of mine my whole life, is to become a good father. So I mean, and husband. So like that's when you prioritize things that way, you have a different outlook on it.
So how do we qualify that person, right? Like, what are the qualities that you're looking for in that wife, let's say?
I honestly, right off the jump, it's just someone I can create sparks with. I'm a sparks guy over check boxes guy. A lot of people want to be like, oh, she does this, she does that. I mean, that'll come after we have the romance. I feel like having that fire, that passion for each other is one of the things that I'm looking for. And after that, if she also has the humor that can combat with my humor, and then just being like a good person, and is intelligent and knows exactly what she wants and not what I want. Wants to live her life as well, but we come together on that. I want her to be able to be her own self, have her own thoughts, have her own whatever she wants to do. That's what she wants to do. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be piggybacked off me, and we can just meet in the middle, a little compromise. So
I love that.
I just want her to completely be her, but also love to be with me and want to be with me, not have to or need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that, and I feel like that's a lot of the advice that I give to our female listeners is like, don't kind of give up your own stuff when you start dating. Like, that's the worst case scenario, because then you lose yourself and like you're only about this guy.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want that. I want someone to be, driven for something that they want to accomplish, and I'm be their biggest supporter.
For sure.
And that's exactly what I look forward to doing.
So you're looking for the wife, Greg. Sounds like you're not.
I wouldn't say that at all. I definitely am going to take my time, but I'm the youngest of 4. Everyone's married with going on. I have 8 nieces and nephews now.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me. I mean, I'm getting there. I'm pretty ready. That's why I feel like, especially after post show, I wasn't just going on. We've kind of kept it relatively private, and really being careful about
Exactly.
who we give our time and energy to, because we are genuinely looking for something real.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever ghosted somebody, Greg?
I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't. Yeah, there's definitely been times in my past where I've ghosted. Yeah.
Can you tell me why? Like, what's a reason that you would ghost?
So can you also explain this to me?
Yeah.
I guess for me, because I'm thinking back at a time where maybe it was just like we got drinks one night or a couple beers, and we just didn't text each other after. There's just no messages after that.
So are you saying, is that a mutual ghost?
Yeah. Is that like a mutual ghost?
I would say that's a mutual ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not really. I would probably blame. Did you initiate that date?
No. I mean, what's coming to mind is usually like I went on, I feel like, a few Hinge dates, and it just wasn't there, and neither of us could feel it, and we just or even like a mutual setup.
Sure.
After it, I was like, hey, had so much fun. Maybe we'll run into each other again sometime, and there's just like no messages after that.
Yeah.
It was never like, by the way, I'm not interested in you, or like seeing anything after. It's just like, it was like, it was great meeting you, and then nothing after
I
that.
would say it's not a fully mutual ghost, because like for me, when I go out with a guy, like they're in pursuit of me. So if they cease to pursue me, then I would feel ghosted. Not ghosted, but like rejected at least. Right. Because like I don't know how I would have reacted if you did send that text after, right? And you were like, had a good time, what are you doing next week? Maybe as the girl in that situation, I would be like, yeah, that sounds great. But because you didn't, I felt maybe like rejected and didn't reach out. So it's like, it's not a full ghost, but it's not a ghost.
Hear you.
Are you guys done with Bachelorette stuff, or is there some stuff happening in the future?
I wouldn't say we're done. I think we've had, pretty good experiences other than like what happened. at the last end. But no, we're really close with the producers. I think they're really cool. I think everyone there, they have our best interest, and if there's something that they want to do with us, I'm sure we wouldn't, shy away from doing it. But we have nothing planned right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not focusing one bit on the show at all. I'm focusing, just on, like I said, I've been revisiting therapy, focusing on myself. Haven't been working out recently. I just started again, thank God. Getting back in the gym.
It's good for the mental health.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Yeah, been on a few dates and seeing where that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me your biggest turn on and your biggest turn off.
It's a good question.
I feel like I have a couple turnoffs.
That's fine.
Man, if you're really, I think, serious, like on, like dancing in front of the camera on TikTok, I feel like that's kind of like
Wow, I'm personally offended. Personally offended because
Like,
I've done that. I've
like
done
if you're
that.
breaking like one of like these, like I don't.
Yeah.
But like,
no.
but if you're like full on serious,
And if you're not like just making like having fun,
what I'm most attracted to is somebody that doesn't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes, if you're dancing in front of it, but then you're also laughing at yourself, and
Right,
like, it comes
fair.
off in a joking way. Totally, I think that's hot.
Yeah.
But when you're like, well, I'm gonna turn on these guys, or like,
You know what? It's really hard to remember all the moves and remember to smile sometimes. So like,
Totally.
But
totally.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like you had a few.
I just want somebody that doesn't take life too seriously. Being able to joke, being able to, be silly and dance together at weddings and not care who's watching. I just want to have fun with my person, and somebody that, taking care of yourself is obviously really important, but man, sometimes I roll up out of bed with just, sweats on half the time. I just want to kick it with someone.
Yeah.
I want to be able to hang out, and I want the person, my partner who I'm with, to be able to like let loose like that from time to time, and just, it's all about not taking things too seriously for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew? I know you mentioned the having your own life.
Yeah, I would say not allowing me to hang out with friends. I think that is the worst.
What? That's
just
psychotic.
Or like just always, just really too up on each other. Sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a very lovey-dovey person, but I'm also like, go hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
So if I've neglected that, that's a turn off.
Yeah.
But
fair.
turn on, I would say, is how a woman carries herself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is just like, it doesn't matter what she looks like. If you can just like see the exuding like confidence as she like walks in a room, you're like,
Oh yeah,
wow.
totally.
Oh, it's like the biggest turn on. In the
Yeah,
world.
that is the biggest turn on.
Yeah.
What, Greg, is something that you had a realization about in therapy? I don't have COVID, I promise.
No, all good. That's a big question.
Or just something you were like, oh, shit, that's an aha moment. Or,
I feel like I think the biggest thing is that everyone's experiencing life through their own lens. And I try to take time now of just understanding that everyone has their own way of looking at things, and try not to come at it through a judgmental point of view, but appreciate people's opinions more, and try not, different opinions is not a negative thing. And that's what I'm trying to learn most is, not trying to change people's opinions either.
You're dropping fire right now. I'm not
Thank
gonna lie. That's
Thank
very
you.
factual. That's because you get in this world, like you look at everything that people write.
It's like, no, it's this way. No,
Yeah,
there's too many people that, put it on you about like how you're supposed to look at things.
Yeah.
And everyone's been in life differently. How is somebody going to tell like my experience, is different? It should be this way, or
Exactly.
It's.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think just all learning from one another.
mm-hmm. So I have a friend who has this theory about guys and, guys who date women. And her theory is basically that your mind is already made up. Like you have there's these boxes, right? There's like the hookup box, the girlfriend box, the wife box, or maybe those two are the same box.
Mhm.
and you know what box this person's going to be in, like from the beginning.
Prior, right off the bat. You think?
Right off the bat.
That's facts.
It is.
That's a factual statement. Yeah.
I don't think so, but
there'll be
tell
some
us.
instances where it'll flip, and like they'll change it. But like prior to, like I'll know like off the bat, like I don't think that person's for me. We don't seem like we're gonna mesh well. I'll probably put her in this, then that. It's. I mean, I don't want to be like that, but that's kind of how you're just like kind of built since you were younger.
What are the instances that it flips?
Like unplanned, like spontaneous things that happen. Like I said, sparks over check boxes.
Right.
So if I get sparks and like something happens between us that didn't go as planned, and I didn't see that.
But how are you judging that right off the bat, though? Like, okay, I'm gonna go on a date with this girl, and
see, that's what I'm saying. Like off the bat, I can't judge it.
I thought you just said you could.
No, I'm saying the spark. I can't judge it off the bat. Like it has to happen. Like off the
So
jump.
you're saying like if you don't connect with someone, you'll hook up with them still.
Yes, if I deem them like this person, like to get married, it's not just about looks.
Yeah.
Like you can hook up with someone that looks good, but at the same time, like you just can't marry them because you know you wouldn't get along with them very well.
Right.
So that's what I mean when I say that. It's not like, you just putting people in a category just for no reason. Like there's like a real reason for it because you just know that's just not my person.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of men who do that. I think it's a very factual thing. Yeah.
But Greg, you disagreed
About labeling what it's going to be
Yeah.
prior. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider I wouldn't have a physical type, I would say. So that's very hard for me to do. I like to really feel the person's energy. It's hard not to do, being like, okay, this is going to be, I'm totally going into this and I want a relationship. That's almost impossible for me to do because, I've had so many instances where I'm like, this person's so attractive. Like, I cannot wait to go on so many dates. And I've walked in and like the energy just sucked. And the date was
That's
just,
what I mean.
and
But you would still hook up with that girl.
I don't know if I would.
Oh,
I don't
come
know if I
on.
would. I don't know if I would. It's especially sex for me is the best when
You're
it's
in love. Yeah.
Not
Or
only
feel the
when
impact.
when you guys are on the same wavelength, that's when it's the best sex to me. I don't
agree.
like hooking up with a rando when it's just not there because then the sex is gonna be bad. I don't like that.
Right.
So you guys, where do you land on the whole friends with benefits thing?
I think that's almost impossible.
Yeah, you're either gonna see that's when like friends with benefits when like it gets like to something serious or it didn't work, like you guys catch feelings. That's that spontaneous spark that happens from she was maybe in this box and you guys were just friends and you didn't see anything more and then boom, something snaps. That's what I mean like by those because that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Where you thought you guys were just friends and then maybe you do this and you didn't even think this was gonna happen and next thing you know you're here. But like going into something early, you kind of have like a kind of no replacement.
Are you allowed to sleep together with friends? Like I'm saying,
Yeah,
are you allowed
that's
to
the
spend,
benefit.
Are you allowed to spend
the
the night?
friendship.
I'm saying spend the night together after you hook up.
Yeah.
See, that's where I think it gets weird.
I mean, I wouldn't with a friend with benefits, but like.
But then you're just like,
do.
peace.
Yeah, peace, because it's an arrangement.
I think it all it depends on
Good
what
job,
your
pal.
actions. I mean, if you're going in there cuddling right after, I mean, maybe that's you're going a
See,
little
No.
far.
that's weird.
There shouldn't be cuddling with friends with benefits. Like,
Exactly.
there's
You
got
start
to be
cuddling, then that's when
guidelines.
things are gonna change.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I had a very functional friend with benefits for years, and
Okay.
we continued to follow the rules. But also, I think the reason that it worked is because like he would have dated me, but I wouldn't have. And I feel like if it were reverse and it was like the girl that had the feelings, it wouldn't have worked.
Right.
Right.
I totally
So
hear that.
that's a friend with benefits rule.
Wow.
Okay, what is your
It's a great
ideal
question, actually.
date night? Both of you.
So first date or just in?
I guess like while you're dating now, you've been on a few. What are you doing?
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be. I love double dates. So like if I had a girl and like she'd want to go out with Greg and his girl, that'd be the best ever because then it's not there's that awkward phase that gets
That'd be
thrown
so
out.
fun.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be so
We get to be able to just like kick it and have fun, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, like there could be separate conversations that happen. He takes this girl and have a conversation, but we're still had a good, fun day. It wasn't forced conversational. What are you looking for later in life? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. It just gradually happens, going throughout the night.
So you would go on a double date early.
Going on a double date early.
Like
Hell
early on.
yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. Even a first date.
First
Oh
date.
no,
First
no,
awesome.
no!
Oh, absolutely.
That's absurd.
No.
That's
that's-
it's so out of the box that I think it's
Exactly.
fun.
I love that.
I love being uncomfortable.
I love that. I love yeah.
I will say you grow in the uncomfortability, but what if you and your date are not vibing at all?
I think
they're vibing.
he would pull that out of me then, and I would also be like, "Hey,
that's what I'm
hey,
saying.
so and so, can you tell me
Exactly.
your friends, biggest? What do you think their best
Right.
traits
Then
are?" I feel like we would do a
You'd
good
still
job.
make it
The
work.
conversation.
How'd you guys meet?
would-
Or you
What?
just get cross-platform talking, and that's neat. That's good.
Cross-platform. But what if you then cross-platform, and then
we find out we like the other.
yes, and it's
Well, we pull the old switcheroo scheme. We're
We're a better story.
that's
wouldn't
true.
be mad about
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's awesome.
All right.
We gotta
all
go on a
fair.
double
my ideal date night though is I love staying in, and if me and the person are totally vibing, I love to
I agree.
have them over, wine
Wine in a movie.
movie, and I'm ordering burritos,
Ooh.
queso and chips.
Wow.
Really, it sounds a little
Wow.
gassy.
Oh, God. I hope
Sounds
they're
a little
not-
gassy
I
for
hope-
a night
Just,
in,
stick
right?
with popcorn.
I hope they're
Yeah.
not. I hope they're not feeling that. I mean, here I am just.
Sounds
trying
like
to
you're
get-
setting them up to, you know what?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's not a good. That's not a
Would
good
you be
combo.
okay with that though? Like you got the burritos and whatever, and like your new girl, she let her rip,
I'm sorry.
Andrew gets it. Andrew gets it. Would you be okay with her?
Oh no, I heard you. I was just messing with you. I heard you.
I'm sorry. What?
So are you trying to say that doesn't happen because girls don't do that?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I know they do that. I know we all do that. But man, I don't want her just lifting up her cheeks and just letting them rip
Yeah.
on me. I'm
So
like,
here's the thing: 90% of all guys on a date have to fart.
Yeah, of course.
The whole
Everyone.
night. The whole night. I've as soon as we leave
like,
the house.
yeah,
oh my
stomach.
God. Yeah, but you know what?
100%.
That says something that you hold it in.
Yeah.
You know what? That says
You put those
something.
That you're a
burritos in my
gentleman.
belly? Ain't no
you
way.
know what?
Yeah.
You damn
Exactly.
gentleman. You.
No, there's some show, I forget what it is, but the guy puts the girl in the elevator and the elevator closes and he just makes the biggest, most disgusting fart the second the
Oh,
elevator
God.
closes.
Actually, never mind.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
Oh, you're gonna tell us a story
Come
about
on,
when you
dude.
did that?
Come on, dude.
Oh, that actually makes me think of a fun question. Farting on The Bachelor, do you ever fart when you're mic'd up? What happened? Did they cut it for you?
I was joking with everyone. I had said a story where I farted on Connor B.
Yeah.
Remember?
I don't remember that, but
Yeah, I mean, we were fairly open.
We're all
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But usually, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a trick for them to turn your mic down.
Oh.
We'd go, I gotta go take number 2, and then they'll turn you down because they don't want to.
That's hilarious.
But also, I don't think people really. I liked farting in the beginning because everyone kind of had everyone was a shell of themselves because
Right.
here you are with 28 other men. Everyone's trying to act like the head honcho, and then I just sit down and just be I would just rip one. I felt like it kind of let everyone's wall down a little bit.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
why
yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh, Greg, he's such a quiet, sad guy." No way, this dude was not like that. on the show.
Also,
really
I've
funny.
been called sad my whole entire life. I
we
literally,
gotta look into that a little bit.
I would stand at parties in college and people would just be like,
Why are you saying?
what's wrong?
I think you have resting sad face.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what people
You
tell
do.
me now.
No, because
Yeah.
when I saw you at the reason that Greg and I connected, I saw him at the Charlie Puth concert, and I went over to him. But I remember him having resting sad face.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if you were okay.
people.
I actually have a photo of him super happy.
Don't you dare, dude! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
wanna see
It's
it.
my least favorite photo. No, you gotta be. I
wanna
I hate you right now.
That's really funny. Resting sad face. Wow, I've never heard of that. Okay, we're gonna do some fun rapid fire poll questions.
Do it.
Okay. If you're planning your party at a bar, should you pay for everything? Or your friends pay for their own stuff?
I would look into getting it comped,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna pay majority of it.
Yeah, you got if you're the one that's saying, oh, let's do it here, you got to throw down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most people can't get it comped, because they're not you. So
It's very true.
That's
I mean,
not relatable.
usually you just split, maybe
No,
if you get a table
yeah.
or something like that.
100%. Have you ever stopped seeing someone because you thought they were out of your league?
Gosh, no.
I don't think I stopped seeing them. I think they stopped seeing me.
Yeah, no, totally. I feel like I've been in situations where I just wasn't myself in the beginning because I was like, oh my god,
I can't believe I did this. look at my life.
But like you would never stop, and I feel like that's such like a classic guy ending it excuse, like, oh no, you're out of my league. Like
what idiot would do that? I can't believe.
I mean, they'd be lying, right? Like they're trying to end it with you and be nice and make you feel good after it, right? So they're like, they don't want to be the bad guy, so they're like, it's just you're too good for me. I'm not. I'm not on your level.
I've never done that.
I've never even heard that before.
Yeah, if
I've heard
I'm
it.
not letting
Have
someone
you?
go if they're that great.
I've heard it. Is it okay? Back to the farting. Last farting question. Is it more embarrassing to have a loud fart or a smelly, but like silent?
Nope, gotta go
one?
loud because it's so embarrassing if it's silent and then smelly and you and the person are just sitting there like you have to address it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
That's tough.
Like one time I was
Really tough.
one time I was in the car, and I was on a date and we're driving to the restaurant. All of a sudden the car stunk, and I think we were passing we're in Jersey and we were passing like a sewage swamp or something. I'm like, by the way, I feel like I just have to say this this smell that you're smelling it's not me.
I know exactly where you were when that happened because
Yeah.
it always smells on the way back.
Right.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I feel lucky because not that you asked or wanted to know, but mine are usually loud but not smelly.
Oh, well, you know what? Good for
and
you.
it could go. It could go. Thank you so
sounds
much.
they're a lot better.
Thank you very much.
So Greg was walking the other day and he ripped one. He was like, "Oh, the ducks are flying low."
That's flying low this season.
Does that mean that it was like almost a shard or something?
No, it sounds like a little.
The ducks. I see. Yeah. When my fiance does it, when he's sitting at his desk, he's like the floorboards are so crazy.
That's a great.
Well, last night when I farted, I was like, "Who's there?"
Okay, when do you save a dating app matches number? After meeting for the first time, or not until like it's serious?
I think you got to go. I mean, there's a lot of first dates that can go well. I mean, I think it's telling if you go on a second date with them and you're like, wow, that was another awesome one. Then I feel like you gotta save the number in there.
Yeah, I mean, everyone usually, I'm never on this app, text me. That's like the number one line. So I usually just get their number off the app so I don't have to keep like logging on and checking to see read the whatever. I don't know. So I'd rather get their number right off the way.
No, but when do you save it? When do you put their name in?
Yeah.
Oh, I still don't put people's names in. So
there's something like very sexy about getting a text from a number that you don't have saved in
I
your
love
phone.
that.
I agree.
Like it's so mysterious.
Like,
it's like, who is this? I don't know.
What am I doing?
Yeah. And then like you start to like if you
mysterious
do keep
person.
texting, like you start to recognize them from like the 917 and you're like, ooh.
Have you
the
guys
worst
ever,
part is still not knowing who the person is.
Have you guys ever been catfished?
I have not been catfished, but I've been height fished.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
it's a
sound
bummer.
fun.
It's a bummer.
I think I've been catfished a couple times.
So have I.
Well, it's just, people are really good at, fixing in their posture.
Well,
in
that's why I
pictures
tell
and-
girls like you're not allowed to put edited photos on dating apps with like the filters. and
That was my biggest turnoff. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Snapchat filters with like the dog or the stars.
That's
On a dating profile?
I think that's my biggest turn
What
off. That's my
is
biggest
that?
turn
It's
off.
awful.
When you have a Snapchat filter on, like, oh
Yeah,
man.
I just like,
You can tell right
What are we
away
doing?
too. You really can.
wow, can't believe I didn't think of that one.
Okay, a guy you're dating, so like let's say you in this scenario, tells you that he drunk. So you tell this girl that you're seeing, but not like official with, right? That you drunkenly made out with with another girl.
Wow.
Because this is weird. It doesn't really make sense now reading it back, but because you have feelings for this girl, so you're telling them because you have feelings for them that you made out with someone else. following?
That's a fuckboy comment if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Why would anyone ever?
I thought it was like you told, like, it's the beginning stages and you made out with someone else and be like, by the way, like, I'm interested in someone else. Like, I thought
Oh, no,
that's
opposite.
No.
You told the person you're interested in that
I made
you
out
made
with
out with
someone
someone
because
else.
I'm interested in you.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell does that mean?
That is gaslighting. That's gaslighting.
What does that mean? It's like you're putting the blame on her.
I think
You
it's
did
gaslighting.
this to me.
Oh, for sure. Okay, if your friends don't like your significant other, can that ever change?
Red flag.
Bad. That's bad.
That's
bad.
red flag.
That's bad.
That is like 90% of, like I said, I'm a big double date guy.
Yeah.
And it goes further from there. I'm a big game night guy. So, like, that's me, my friends, and their girlfriends. And we just all kind of, and we go out together on the weekends as well. So, red flag.
But do you tell them?
Yes. Absolutely.
Tell them that my friends don't like them?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Do you tell? Do you tell your friend if you don't like their significant other?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you
Yes.
kind of have to. Like,
You
like
have
if
to.
Andrew, if he was bringing around somebody that I'm like,
Dude,
I was
you gotta
getting-
get rid
Yeah.
of her.
I'd be like, come on, man, I don't know, I'm seeing something.
I'm still laughing, imagining if you told someone you're dating that your friends don't like them. Like, that'd be the most savage thing
That's
in the
so-
world.
that
My
was
friends say you're not all that.
No.
Yeah,
it
by the
was-
way, my friends, they met you the other, they hated you.
It was brutal. It was years ago when I was in college. I brought. I feel like I actually can't say.
No,
it.
say it.
I brought somebody on at a wedding, and
Oh, wow.
it was all of my friends. Like I'm
They didn't like that.
yeah, all my friends, and then it was. They just didn't vibe.
Yeah, but I have to tell you guys, like, it sounds like, yeah, you should tell them. Once you get to a certain age, like, you know, like, I don't know, 29 and up, you can't tell them. Because, like, for all you know, they're going to marry this person.
Oh, I know.
And then they're going to cut you out because they know how you feel.
That's like actually one of my biggest fears. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm so close with my friends. Like, they become my brothers, and I have a lot of women friends that are like I'm like, you're gonna be staying at my wedding. You're gonna be wearing a tux. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
but I have to. I mean, like, we're gonna be friends like forever. Like, I don't want to have like that dip where like, oh, we're too old to do this. I think that everyone should find time to make time with friends. You know, I think that's important. I know obviously when you have kids and whatever, things are gonna be a lot more hectic. Have kids, we're gonna bring our kids together. Like, that's kind of my mindset with it. But I think it's so important for your friends to like your significant other, and for you to like theirs.
Right.
Or life's just gonna be really boring.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing we're going to do, and then I'm going to ask you guys for a quote or piece of advice to start brewing. Greg, a lot of people have requested that I do a small reading where I kind of look up your zodiac chart, right? Your
Let's
astrology
do it.
chart.
I love that.
Do you know what time you were born?
Fuck. I want to say it's because I've been asked this. I want to say it's. I want to say it's 4:17 a.m.
That's so funny because there's some meme that's like if he knows his birth time, he's a fuckboy.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
I'm asking my mother.
Isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Ask your mom.
That's.
Andrew.
I think I have that in. What time? Was I?
Oh God.
Knowing
Okay.
my mom, this
Oh, yep,
text might
I-
reach for another 30 minutes.
You have it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. June 5th.
Yep. 1993.
Okay, wow.
Why did I not know that? I thought it was 13.
And it's 4:17 a.m.
419.
4:19. And
Yep.
where were you born?
New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Okay. Is that near Milburn Deli?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, New Brunswick, New Jersey. All right, everybody listening, the truth has come out. Of course, it's taking too long to load, but so far, I see that you, yeah.
I love this shit. Sometimes it's like pretty trippy. how
It's
spot on
trippy.
it can
It's
be.
trippy. Okay, you're Taurus rising, and
Okay.
you're a Sagittarius moon. For anyone listening, I'm just going to read the chart and then I'll get into it. Cancer, Mercury, Venus in Aries makes so much sense for why you left the show.
Oh boy.
Mars in Leo, Jupiter in Libra. Anyway, okay. So you are a Taurus rising, which means that you come off hardworking and dependable, and you have an appreciation for beauty and self-care.
Okay.
Which is probably why you like a night in,
Yeah.
lots of nights in. your moon is in Sagittarius. So this is actually the same placement as my fiance. So I know it quite well. Very childlike at heart, which is why you need somebody that doesn't take themselves too seriously, because like you're always laughing. It's funny that you have resting sad face, because Sagittarius moons are like the happiest go luckiest people. So it is funny, but I will say you're a Gemini sun. So Geminis, you probably have grown up knowing that Geminis are like two-faced,
we get a bad rep.
You get a bad rep, and but the good part about Geminis is they're very smart, and they're very like street smart, and not like not book smart, but
I would
more,
consider myself more street smart than book
yeah,
smart.
fair. And easily bored,
Oh yeah.
super like restless in that way. Like to be communicating at all times, whether it's like with a friend or like, you know, on apps and whatever. But Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini, and that's your moon sign, and your moon is your emotional self. So even though you are technically a Gemini, deep down you're a Sagittarius, which is the complete opposite of a Gemini.
Wow.
So you're the opposite of what people think that you are, which is very interesting.
Interesting. I love that.
I think it's deep.
Very deep. And so I'll quickly tell you, your Venus is in Aries, and your Venus is how you love. Aries is very direct and spontaneous, which is why you spontaneously made that decision to get the fuck out of there.
So me.
You needed that directness. You needed it. Like Aries' biggest thing is like the thing they hate more than anything else is being ignored.
Yeah.
And you felt like you were being ignored.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, Andrew, did you get the time?
Oh shit.
My sister says it was 11:30 a.m.
I'm very impressed that your sister knows that. My sister
good
has
sis.
no idea
My sister's
what time I was
like
born.
she's like she's practically my mom as well.
Also,
love
can I
that.
ask?
Yeah.
Should Andrew and I go to Acme? We've neither of us.
1,000%.
I've never been to Acme.
We
guys.
tried to go this week.
Yeah, and then it was
Got
just like too
rejected?
long to
the
line.
one of the
Okay.
Santa thing was going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
why don't we go together?
Absolutely.
Let's
we'll
do it.
go. We'll look at the sketch after.
Okay,
Okay. January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
What year again?
95.
Okay. Wow, I was 5. What time?
11:30 a.m. I think.
11:30 a.m. Where's 11? Okay, here we go. Where?
Lake Forest, Illinois.
Okay. Lake Forest. Wow, there's a lot of Lake Forests in the world. Okay. Whoa, you are the same person.
Oh, let's go!
Weird.
Oh my god.
That's actually wild. You're also a Taurus rising. Holy shit.
Dude,
We told each other.
we knew it. We knew it.
So you literally come off as the same person.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
So fucking weird.
We actually had a picture of us both in Harry Potter costumes.
Yeah, because
last year.
we just
Really?
met Harry Potter last
other
night.
day.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
We
Daniel
met
Radcliffe.
Daniel
How was
Radcliffe.
it?
Oh, he's the coolest dude.
So
in the
we
world.
we know we're like the biggest fans, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I went to go get a drink at the bar, and I come back, and he's like, "Okay, relax for a second." He's like, "Potter,
cool.
Potter's here,"
Oh my
and
god.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Harry is right there."
Stop.
And I like turned, and like my heart was beating.
Where?
I
out
was
of my
hot. I
chest.
was hot.
Where was this?
It was
what's the place called?
um,
We had a Christmas party.
Yeah, it was a Christmas party. It was
Okay.
like a little private
Sure,
Christmas
sure,
party
sure.
that we went to.
Yeah.
But I guess she was friends with Harry. And
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
there's Daniel Radcliffe.
So you said
right
hi.
there. Oh,
yeah.
Did we say hi?
Did he know who
we
you
talked
guys
for like
were?
an. He's a huge.
He's a big
Bachelor
Bachelor
fan.
fan.
Shut the
Big
fuck
Bachelor
up.
fan. And so was his girlfriend. We were all chatting about the show for 45 minutes.
hilarious.
Got them to talk about how they met, and everything. It was really cool.
Oh
like,
my God,
he gave
that's
some really
amazing.
good dating advice, by the way. So
Wow, what was his advice?
I feel like that's like dear to
No,
my heart.
please,
I'm gonna
please
keep
share.
That in.
Please
I'm
share. Give
gonna-
us a hint.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have
Don't
to
you
want
want to help people?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I
not
think
every day you're gonna
his,
get.
his biggest takeaway with his girlfriend. I mean, it's not like rocket science,
Sure.
but he was like they constantly laugh and they constantly, compliment each other in that way where they just
Gotta
they
stay
keep
laughing.
their
Yeah.
like love young. I
Yeah,
would say.
and he also said that it's tough for guys to come out and talk to women or talk to anybody about their feelings. And he was like, she was the first person I just went to,
Yeah.
told her everything. I was like,
Yeah.
So wow, all right.
It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's just
Find that
really
person
cool
who you
guy.
want to open up to.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
what it was.
Yep.
Really good.
Okay, last thought on your chart, Andrew. So you're a Virgo moon. So you are a bit critical of yourself.
Very factual.
And the people that you love, which
Very
is
factual.
like how you show your love in a way.
Oh my
I
God.
would agree. I would agree with
Yeah.
that. He loves to give his perspective on things, which I also really appreciate when
Mhm.
he gives
Oh
me
my
his
God.
perspective. Yeah.
Okay, that was scary.
That's your like
That's
deep,
pretty
that's
scary.
your deep emotional self right there.
That's really scary.
All right, guys, give me a quote or piece of advice that has helped you or maybe Daniel Radcliffe throughout the years.
You want to go first?
You got it.
You want to
No, you got it.
You want to think for a second. Piece of advice, man. what do I want to do? Yeah, I guess. You sure you don't want to go first?
I'm sure.
I am so on the spot right now, like blanking in my head.
You're blanking hard.
Well, you go first.
I don't
then.
know what I have
Could
to
be
say.
a quote. It could be a quote.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
just
quote.
do
What's
it.
your
You know,
favorite quote?
Nike, just do it.
That's so boring and lame. My favorite book is The Four Agreements. I'm not going to pull a quote from there.
No,
I
that's a
feel like.
great book that we've referenced before.
Yeah, Four Agreements was incredible. After reading that book, I was, I like to constantly, I would say do what challenges you, do what scares you. Especially because, I look back at my life and I had so many questions about whether I wanted to go to acting or what the hell I wanted to do in my life. And I mean, I was jobless for a little bit. At like 22, I was working. I mean, I just told him this last night.
We were doing the same.
I don't think I've ever said this. I mean, a way to make money. People were like, there were so many rumors about me and like what I was doing. I was working like 3 jobs, and they were all part-time jobs right out of college. One of them, I was so ashamed of it, but like I was Ubering because I was trying to like pay.
It's not shameful.
Yeah, it's not at all. Trust me, it was good freaking money.
Yeah.
The most hours you put in. But I mean, yeah, challenging myself has definitely humbled me in a lot of ways, and you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, I would say. And I just like to constantly, do, things that scare me. That's
Cool.
that's how I feel like I grow.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, that people are starting to know that I'm a big kind of like adventure book nerd, like nonfiction.
Oh yeah,
big Harry Potter
you're
fan.
such a nerd. You're
I
bigger
love
than I am.
Marvel. That is my favorite thing in the world. So I love like listening to what like little quotes that Marvel has. And one was like, "No amount of money ever bought a second of time," and that always resonated with me because obviously I grew up without like money at all. Like,
Yeah.
my mom worked like 3 jobs. We were really low on the spectrum there, and I never felt like I wasn't having fun, or my time was always well valued, or was always maximized. You know what I mean? So that's how I continue to live. I feel like people should just honor their time and maximize every second that they have, even though they might not be in the spot that they want to be. Just show up smiling, and that's what I got from that quote and from Marvel, because it makes me smile. It just maximize that time you got.
Love it.
Love
Cool.
that.
Thank you guys so much. Where can everybody find you, follow you, and maybe slide into your DMs if that's open?
Those are open for me. It's just hard to read them. There's just like some people say silly things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at the moment. I'm just.
Okay, but where can people follow you?
Oh yeah, Andrew Z Spencer on every single social media platform,
Amazing.
or in Chicago, West Loop if you're looking.
Oh, love West Loop.
And I'm just at Greg Grippo. I did just make a TikTok. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
make.
yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see you do very serious dances.
I'm going to do one now just for you.
You better.
But yeah, was it Greg J Grippo?
He tried to copy my Andrew Z because my middle name's in there. So
No,
he threw-
because somebody has my TikTok name. Somebody made the TikTok my
really?
name, so I couldn't do it.
Wow.
it's brutal. You should buy it off.
Yeah, you got to buy it.
Yeah.
I like the J.
Yeah. Also, that's what they wanted. They wanted you to buy it.
Yeah.
Don't give them that.
I'm not doing that. You lose.
Exactly. Guys, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Thanks for
I'm
having
Thank you
really
for having
excited.
us. Yeah.